What is going on, everybody? My name is LC, and today we are here with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem video. It has been about almost 3 weeks, I'll say, since the game has been released, and I wanted to give my honest thoughts about the game right now anyway, because I do think some people are kind of confused if this game has the potential to last or be successful in a way. So this game will be a very, like viewpoint based video and like very talkative video, so it won't be much gameplay focused. But I do want to give my thoughts on the matter, because again, a lot of people are thinking like this game won't last or yada yada, whatever the case may be, and I just want to give like my 2 cents slash my opinion on the matter. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you guys for watching up until this point, whether you're an old or new viewer slash subscriber. I appreciate it all of the same, truly, because again, I would have not expected the view count nor the subscriber count to be this high already. So again, huge thank you. So now diving into the nitty gritty of this video. So one of the main things that people really talk about in terms of this game is like the leveling system, like leveling up your characters, things like that. And they're like, this is not enough like materials or resources. And I actually made this point way before the game even came out officially. I said from the beta experience, I'm like, hey, this game does require you to focus on, of course, making team compositions and trying out different characters and things like that. But the resources are very, like, you get them, but like they're costly, they're expensive. So it's like you really have to figure out who you want to upgrade in this game. So you guys can really see like who I quote unquote made in this game. I guess you can see that the first 9 characters you see right here are the characters that I made throughout the game. Sometimes it still use level 50 characters too throughout some content. They can still kind of hold their own ish, but it can kind of get hard for a little bit. But it just kind of depends on who you pair them up with. But as you scroll down, you see that not everyone is, like leveled up. Like my Black Knight level 10. Like that's abysmal. Like if the old LC was watching, he'd be like, "What are you doing, man? What's going on here?" But Spiderman, for instance, like Spiderman is my favorite character in all of Marvel, right? One of my favorite characters like of all time. He's level 3, and that's just simply because, well, for one, he's just not a good, character in this game, unfortunately. Like, don't get me wrong, they buffed him up a little bit from the beta, but like it's just still like it's not enough, right? Like you wish he was better, but he's not. But yeah, like the resources they give as well is like you can get a good portion of things. Like I will give them this, like the fact that you're able to trade in your dream, I think it's dream dust materials to get the experience points and coins you need to level up your characters is a good thing. I think it's a fantastic thing that they've done, but clearly it's just not enough, right? Because when it comes to, again, leveling up the characters that you want to help you progress or that help you progress, you're gonna want to focus on them, right? Not your fan favorite characters. And it's just like, to me, it's like, why would I focus on these other characters below when I could just focus on, let's say, Scarlet Witch, Captain America, and Doctor Strange? They carry me through almost every single piece of content. It's like, why would I focus on everyone else, right? You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have team variety, but it's like, why would I do that if I could just have these 3 carry me through? I could just upgrade them and I'll be fine, right? I don't need to focus on anybody else, which again you should, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, what's the point? And with the materials already so high, again, it's still like, what's the point? So it's like, it's definitely something that like was really like very hot within the community, and I'm still very like iffy on the matter, because like I do agree with them on that. I think what I'm gonna do personally though is that I'm going to like just as soon as like I can get everyone else to level, as soon as I beat the Trial of Ashanti stage, I'm gonna get everyone to level 60, like the solid level 60, even the highlights, and then like whoever gets left behind there gets left behind, and then I'll just leave it be, because I don't want to leave people behind, but like it's gonna come a point where I have to. I don't use I have like cut off from Mr. Negative. I cut off right here. I haven't used any of these characters in them, like ever since like what, maybe the day they released, like and that's like literally like it's been that long. It's not like I still use to this day. Even the thing is, even Storm, and well, yeah, even that's Storm, I use her very rarely, but like AoE stuff I do use her, but like it's just, you know what I mean, it's not often. I'm gonna go Devil Dinosaur, I use them like sometimes if I want an extra character on the field, but like, you know what I mean. But yeah, no, the whole like material thing, I think, is definitely a portion that kind of not holds back the game, but it definitely makes people wonder like if this game is in trouble or will be in trouble. Now, another part of the game that has people kind of iffy on whether the game will be successful is the store section. So to me, there are some things that are worth your buck, right? And there are some things that aren't, of course. Most notably right now, some people are having gripes with the uniform shop and how they're tackling it. As of right now, I do love the idea of uniforms. You guys know how much I love uniforms, right? And I love the fact that they actually give us free costumes, right? Free uniforms for us to wear, because again, not everyone is able to, you know, buy, you know, costumes with actual money. But there's, I guess, it's not a huge problem, but like, again, it's such a non-issue, but like, I guess when you're focused in the game, like me or anyone else, it can be an issue. It's like, let's say you're in Canada, right? This $13.99, this rounded up, like just plus tax, this could either be $15 to $17, right? That's kind of crazy, like for a costume. That's kind of wild. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a fire costume. I love it personally, but it's like, would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, would I spend almost $20 to buy a costume in game? I mean, that's a very slight maybe. I mean, probably for me, because I can do it, but like, I'll still feel a little bit of regret afterwards. But like, for the average player who like doesn't want to spend $20 just to look like different, you know what I mean? They don't want to, like, it's not fair, but like, it's just not great in terms of pricing. That's just to me though. It's just like, it might not be a good feeling to them, you know what I mean? But then again, that's why they also have, you know, these free costumes. But it's like, starting off with these three, I don't know. It's very iffy, man. It's very iffy. Same thing with like the summons and stuff like that. Like, I bought some of the packs when I was getting Captain America, and honestly, looking back, I shouldn't have done it. I was honestly fine. I could have just like saved up my dream gems and dream keys. Could have just got him off that, but I shouldn't have. I just like, because the way I got him was like I got him off like maybe the 60th or 70th pull. Like, it was deep in the summons, right? And it's like, at first I was like, I don't really need him, yada yada. Now I do need him. Like, he's a staple on my team. But like, again, in terms of summoning, like, it's just, I didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like, I could have had, you know, a better option, or just a better time with not summoning with my actual technically money. You know what I mean? So when it comes to how this game tackles its monetization, I do think they, for the most part, are kind of like, they're okay with it. I think they kind of very basic. I do love the bats bonus. This I think is great. You get 90 every single day. 15 days left for me. I get 90s. Again, it's still really, really good. So to me, I think this is definitely a bang for your buck here. It only costs, well, $6.99 Canadian dollars. That's, again, really good for your value. But again, some things kind of do go like off the rails afterwards, right? And it's like, summoning already, like, if we go to the summoning, I'm not going to summon right now, but summoning costs 5 keys. That's 150 each. So 150 times 5, right? That's still a lot, you know. I mean, the access to the dream gems in this game, it's not bad, actually. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I think you do get a lot, because if you level up your characters quite a bit and like do the memento challenges and whatnot, you do get a good amount of dream gems. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But there is always a but. The great keys. The great keys are, they're spaced out in the game. I'll say that they're very spaced out. You get some, well, yeah, you get some from memento. You get some from the story. You get some maybe from the arena. I think that's about it. I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm missing something. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the main 3 that you get them from. But people are like, we want more. And it's like, I get why you do. And I of course, I want some more too, because like, I would love to keep on summoning. Not for Spider-Man, of course, but like, I would love to keep summoning. But like, even I think even Shadow Keys, they might be rarer too, not gonna lie. Like, you can't get them from like some missions, of course, but like, that's like the trial missions. But like, I feel like I've seen more great keys than Shadow Keys, which is so weird, because this is the regular standard summon, which like everybody's on. So you'd think this would be more accessible, but I've seen more of these, and these are like not as accessible to get. So it's very weird. It's very weird how it's structured, right? So I think, like, in terms of will this like hold the game back in a way? I don't necessarily think so, but I do think they have to address like the, I guess, acquisition. Like, will there be more ways to get it, or are dream gems like the better, more efficient ways to get great keys? Because again, the acquisition rate of getting great keys right now isn't the best. It's not bad, but it's not the best, right? But getting dream gems, again, you get a lot. You honestly, again, I can't lie to you guys. Like, you get a lot. You get some from the trial. You get some from sharing whatever cards you pull from the summon. Again, you get a good amount. It's distributed everywhere. Even from like the Nightfall boss, you get what, I think 200 per stage you beat. Like, first win, of course, but like, that's still a good amount. You're not like losing anything off that, right? So it's definitely something to invest in when it comes to trying to acquire characters and things like that. But like, again, the acquisition rate is not great. Now, here comes my most like my most controversial take here, and honestly, I think this is the most valid take, and it's kind of been the same way since the beta too. But like, in my opinion anyway, I was able to get more rarer, more legendary artifacts than now. Good lord, the drop rates on these artifacts are insane, and I don't mean that in a good way. Like, holy, my word, my gosh, oh no. I haven't got a single one of these, not one. I'm only at epic. I'm only at this. I don't have any uniques, not a singular one. I would like to have one. It would help my roster exponentially, but I can't get it. I've beaten the stages, well, except for with Doppelganger, but I'll do that later on. But like, I've beaten the stages. I've beaten them. Well, except for, I guess, Mr. Negative 2. Why did I press backtree? What am I doing? I've beaten most of them. So like, what's going on? I've even maxed out the tries to do, like, you know how there's 6 times you can do, you know, like the stage, quote unquote. Like, it takes your energy, but you can do it up to 6 times. I've done that multiple times. Did not work. I've used the chest from the Trial of Khonshu, or the Fight of Khonshu, whatever it's called. I did that. Didn't work either. Like, I can't get these uniques for the life of me. And I saw somewhere as well, I think it's on Discord or on Twitter, someone said they were doing the Trial of Khonshu, and they were opening their boxes, or random artifact boxes, and it was level 65 artifact box. They didn't get any uniques. How's that possible? Your drop rate should have been increased. So it's like, that's the thing that kind of confuses me. It's like, at least for artifacts, like, I get, like, you know, these are common, right? I get that they're most likely going to drop. That makes sense. Epics, it's possible. It's like, you most likely, like, you're gonna get, it's like you have a good chance of getting them, you have a good chance of not getting them, right? Rare, again, it makes sense because it's in the name. It's rare to get, but not to get at all. Like, what's going on? I'm not super high level. I'm only level 60 now, but like, I feel like once you cross the level 60 threshold, I feel like you should be able to get a rare artifact, at least in my opinion. But hey, maybe that's just something that they want to, you know, test out further. I don't know, but that's something I think they do need to fix if they want to, you know, again, extend this game's longevity. Don't get me wrong, they have a fantastic roadmap ahead with how they want to approach content for the future, and like putting in characters and like doing seasons. I love things like that, but when it comes to the more minute things, it's like these things kind of got to change. Again, drop rates, that has to be fixed with artifacts anyway. Highlights are a different story, because, you know, it's either you save up for them with your dream sand, or I guess you just, that's pretty much it. You don't really get rare highlights like that unless you pay with your money, which you don't really get any unique highlights like that unless you pay with your money. So that's, you know, not great, but it is what it is. But I mean, again, I can't be mad 100% because they do have free-to-play ways for us to get things. Like, you know, again, in the game of Khonshu, right? If you go into their store, you can get the Darkhold for 600 of the moon emblems, right? So that's good. Inherently, I can slap that on a Scarlet Witch, no problem. But like, get the drop rate. the drop rate. I would love to have it. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, it's you have to have these conversations because you want the game to do well, right? So that's why it got to be like brutally honest here. So with that being said, like, do I see the game, moving forward in a positive direction? Yeah, I do, 100%. I will say that these devs do listen to the community, 100%. Because before, like, way back when, like, way back when, before people even knew about this game, like, it was in alpha stages, and we couldn't say anything about it, it was a drastically different game. Like, it was not the same as this right now. So, like, I will say, I'll give the devs this, like, they listen to their players 100%, right? They'll take certain things into account and, like, fix for the better. Not everything will be changed, obviously, you can't please everybody. But, like, in terms of, the better landscape of the game is, like, some things are in need of, like, a slight change. Story, I don't think that's necessarily bad. I think story's fine. It's nothing really terrible. I think, well, okay, I'll say this. For me, I've been having a much better time with story because of Captain America. He kind of just carries me through content because of his buffs, right? He's a fantastic, defensive unit. Him, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange is my team, mainly. Again, carry me through content and, like, just super easy. It's not hard to do at all. But, like, for the average player who might not have those three characters, like, story could be hell. I don't know. So, like, I don't know how story is for the average player. I hope it's not bad. I hope it's fairly okay. But for the most part, it's like, I do wish that, like, some things were to change. Because, like, again, looking back, I just saw, again, you get two great keys. Well, you get a great key from completing this whole story, which is fine, right? I'm not mad at that. Get armor too. But looking at the whole landscape, if I switch to the branches real quick, I'm pretty sure you get a shadow key, but, like, I get one. Maybe I'm being greedy. I hope I'm not, but, like, I probably am. But, like, I feel like you should at least get two. With how like not as frequent you get them, I don't know, man. Like, they're in the missions, they're in the trial missions and stuff like that. They're here, but again, sure, you might be able to get them in like your leveling up rewards, but, like, again, I just feel like it's weird. Like, you can get great keys. In my opinion, you can get great keys more often. The last thing I want to touch on really is the paid offers that you get, like, that pop up every now and then. These, I don't think they're bad, but I don't know if the pricing's worth it. Because, don't get me wrong, like, these highlights do help 100%. Like, when I got Captain America's highlight for free, by the way, it made him so much better. Like, he was just that guy. He was insane. Scarlet Witch just made her, like, better version of herself. Like, she was already good, but that just made her great. Storm, I haven't got hers because, honestly, I just don't think we use Storm like that. When it's sad, because, like, I do love Storm as a character, but, like, I just don't feel the need to get her highlight. It's like, it's $20. This is probably max $25 Canadian. Like, I don't want to spend $25 just for a highlight. Like, I'm not going to use these, respectfully. Like, I have no use for these much anymore. Of course, I have, like, lower level characters and highlights, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, I don't need these. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like if they want to continue with these packs, I think they got to make it match, like, in terms of value. You know what I mean? So, instead of giving, 30k, Mysterium coins, maybe give 60 or 90, because, again, it's level 60. I don't need 30k anymore. I need higher, respectfully. Maybe instead of giving, the common or whatever uncommon utility pack, give me, like, the epic, or give me the rare. You know what I mean? Because, like, things like that, like, I need that more often than I need these. You know what I mean? But here's the thing with that, though. Will they increase the price if they ever, you know what I mean? Like, if they ever did that, because they might feel like, hey, that's more in value. You know what I mean? But to me, I feel like this highlight, sure, might be good, but I don't think all of this altogether is worth $20. Scarlet Witch, like, see, this makes more sense. If this was just like a highlight and all this added stuff here, why is this switching back and forth? All this added stuff here was a part of it, I'm like, okay, I'm fine spending $20 because you're getting the highlight, you're getting the tactic report, you're getting the Mysterium coins, you're getting the Wondrous Nornstorm rare, you're getting the utility pack rare. Like, you're getting, this is value right here, 100%. You're getting a dupe of Scarlet Witch, plus all the extra added stuff. That's value. But looking at this, it's like, what? I need a highlight, yes, but all this other stuff I don't need, you know? So I think they gotta kind of find a way to truly, well, see how the player base, you know, responds to, I guess, these packs, but also like test the value as well. Okay, I know I said one last thing, but I'm sorry, this kind of just grinded my gear a little bit. Why is there a cap on the weekly XP? Why? 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 I feel like, because either way, if someone buys a battle pass or not, the person who buys the battle pass is going to be ahead regardless. Like it's inevitable, and I get that this game kind of wants to keep people like at bay. Like they don't want to have people like too over leveled or too powerful. But like, you know what I mean? There's no point. Like the extra added rewards after level 50, like it isn't much. There's nothing too crazy. You might as well take off the weekly XP limit. You know what I mean? Either that or like have new weekly like tasks. Like well, they do reset after the week, of course, but like I just feel like it just shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like if someone you can't log in for 30 days without logging in for 30 days, right? You can't do this until you do it. So it's like there's no point having the cap. You know what I mean? Because if I do this, I won't be able to get it because I'm at my limit. I'm basically there. So it's like I have to just basically not do things in game, or else I don't get the rewards that I've technically bought with my own money for, right? Oh man, it's something that you have to really talk about and really discuss. But like, unfortunately, it's just. But again, I'm not mad talking about this. Again, I'm not mad at the game at all. Again, I love this game. You guys know that. But again, you have to be critical about certain things because you want this game to succeed and you want people to be happy at the same time. So it's like you gotta be, you know, you gotta have your eyes peeled and, you know, you gotta like evaluate correctly. It's not a bash to anyone, by the way. This is like just me giving my full frontal thoughts. Man, this is too much thoughts. I'm thinking too much. Like you guys can tell, like I'm getting worked up here. So overall, my thoughts. Do I think this game has the potential to be very successful? I think it will be, not just because of the Marvel IP, but again with how it differs from most gachas. But I do think that there are some things that are in need of change. Like I mentioned earlier, the drop rates for artifacts, the acquisition of materials, you know, the price rates, things like that. Those things are to me like one of the more important things because it just feels like it's like we're close to greatness, but like because some things kind of just hold back the player experience. You know what I mean? And again, no game is perfect, obviously. This is why you voice things to the devs and they respond that back and forth. Again, they have a fantastic dev team, so hey, credit where credit's due. But again, those are just the main fixes that to me are kind of the most important in my brain right now. But I do want to know from you guys, what do you guys think of the game so far up to this point? It has almost been a month since this game has been out, and honestly, again, I've been having a blast, but some things are in need of a change. So I do want to know, what do you guys want to see change about this game in the near future? Or if you have any new ideas or new features that you would like to see come to the game, let it be known in the comment section as well. With that being said, my name is LC. Have an amazing day. God bless, and I will catch you all in the next Marvel Mystic Mayhem video.